JM Mystery Music.
It's been about 3.5 years since the last video posted to my YouTube channel, and I promise not to go another 3.5 years for the next one is posted after this. Anyhow, I am still alive and kicking, as this video hopefully proves. Uh, I have been posting things to SoundCloud and to the website, and also doing some tweets from time to time, occasionally on Facebook. So if you haven't been following me there, at least now you know I'm still here, still kicking. Anyhow, what you're looking at here is the front page for the Orange Free Sounds website. And this is important because they recently posted, about 10 days or so ago, posted Farm Animals Sounds Sound Pack, which in itself probably doesn't sound like it would do much in terms of music. However, I can point you to Mylene Farmer and her song The Farmer's Conclusion. Even if you don't know Mylene Farmer, if you've ever heard this song, as soon as you hear it again, you'll recognize it instantly. The, um, it's one of those things that you can never possibly forget. So, the entire song revolves around taking sounds of barnyard animals and applying them to music. And that's exactly what came to mind when, again, about 10 days or so ago, when I saw, I believe it was on the KVR audio newsletter, that this sound pack had been released. And so instantly I came over here, downloaded it, started listening to some of the samples, and I was very impressed. And I recognized right away this was something I could work with. There is no way to be sure that I'm going to be able to duplicate what was done with the Farmer's Conclusion. So I didn't even try to do that. The only connection between the two pieces, between that and what I'm trying to do, is applying the sounds of farm animals to music. That's it. So that having been said, just the quick summary of what you get. There are quite a few sounds in here. So that's the list of sounds: dogs, cats, horses, pigs, peacocks. I was a little surprised. You don't typically think of peacocks when you think of farms. Not necessarily doves either. Um, but anyhow, there you go. So here is the project itself that I've been working in. And for those who haven't been following me for a while, and know that I was pretty much notation based since age 5, you'll probably be surprised to see the Maschine software screen. Um, just as a quick update, about a year and a half ago is when I finally took the plunge and bought Maschine, or specifically Maschine Micro, and I've been working basically exclusively with Maschine ever since. Fortunately, when I bought it, it also came with Massive for free, and I've been making very heavy use of Massive in a lot of my music since then as well, especially in the past 9, 10 months or so, um, really diving into Massive. Plus, on top of that, I now also own Complete 10. Took advantage of the Native Instruments sale on upgrades and cross grades this month. Bought that a few weeks ago. In fact, got it installed just before I learned about the sound pack from Orange Free Sounds. So, here we are. So this is the project. Let me give you a quick taste of what we've gotten here so far. In fact, I'll just start at the beginning and let this play a little bit. That's just a little bit. The whole piece is about 4 minutes or so in length. And just kind of an overview of what I've got. Right now, well, the starting point was the percussion. So I have two groups of percussion, which I believe both uh, come off of um, what do they call those? Expansion packs for from Native Instruments. Um, and I usually just work with one percussion group, but in this case, I wanted to try working with two, like I sometimes do, and basically layering them together with sounds removed that just have no relevance to what I'm trying to work on, or maybe sounds that clash. I'll remove one of those from one kit and keep it in another kit. Like kicks, for example, kicks across different groups. These are also the only two groups right now that have any panning on them at all. Everything else is straight up the middle because I'm still in the composition phase. This is completely unmixed. I suppose you could call this a percussion group as well. This is really just a one sound group. This is an 808 cowbell from one of the niche audio packs. And then I have four groups here of melodic instruments. Massive features heavily in these, for example. And then I have nine, yes, nine groups of the actual barnyard sounds. Um, and in putting these groups together, I actually learned quite a bit about how to slice and edit samples because that's not something I've really done in the past 18 months or so that I've been using Maschine. That's just not that just has not been my mindset. It's just not where I come from in terms of music in general. But I recognized I was going to need to do it for this project, so I had to teach that to myself pretty quickly, partially by trial and error, partially by YouTube videos that kind of walk through the process. And this was a rather fun part of the project. Um, Took all of one evening and part of the following evening to get the particular samples that I wanted and to identify those first, slice them up, and then edit them down and get the start points just right and everything so that everything would flow together. So that's the project right now. Again, this is still in the composition phase, although pretty much at the end of it. I think if not tonight, then tomorrow I'll be in a position to export all of these tracks to audio files and then import those into Reaper, which I use for my DAW, so I can actually start the mixing process. The big challenge with this is going to be making everything sit well and play nice with each other, especially amongst the nine groups of barnyard sounds. Like I said earlier, the two percussion kits here are the only things that are not, or these are the only things that are panned. And not everything's panned within them, I don't believe. I haven't really paid too much attention to that aspect of things. The rest of this is all straight up the center. Uh, with relatively few instruments, comparatively speaking, I don't think I'm going to have an issue getting the instruments to sit well and play nice. It's going to be getting all the animal sounds together, especially at points like this scene here where I've got 8 different um, 8 different groups of barnyard sounds running at the same time. So panning is going to be critical. I suspect EQ is going to be somewhat critical as well. Um, and I may end up altering the timing of of when some of these sounds start and stop as well once I get into Reaper to do the mixing. But we'll see. So anyhow, that's the project thus far. I'll probably do another video when I'm either finished or very close to finish with the mixing side of things. So we'll just see how this goes. I, for one, am interested to see how this experiment ends.
JM Mystery Music.